G-Dub warned against foreign entanglements in his farewell address.
The XYZ affair embarrassed Adams and the US made no progress.
TJ doubled the US with the Louisiana Purchase.
Madison and the US didn't gain anything from the War of 1812.
James Monroe kept conflict at bay with the Monroe Doctrine and Missouri Compromise.
Jaquan got the presidency with help from Henry Clay.
Old Hickory got the donkey as the mascot and kicked the Indians off their land.
Van Reuben got blamed for the Panic of 1837.
Tippecanoe talked too much and died of pneumonia.
And Tyler Duke resolved the main Canada border dispute.
Polk wasn't the expected winner and gained lots of land from the Mexican-American War on the Treaty of 1846. Sectional tensions increased because of the Wilmot Proviso.
Zachary Taylor served only 16 months and dealt with the South's threat of secession.
Millard Fillmore, with the help of Henry Clay, delayed the start of the Civil War with the Compromise of 1850.
Cleveland Pierce had to deal with the violent response to the Kansas-Nebraska Act.
James Buchanan in the Supreme Court under the Missouri Compromise with the Dred Scott case.
Abe Lincoln won the Civil War and freed slaves in the South.
Andrew Johnson abolished slavery and declared all slaves citizens.
The whiskey rings and credit mobilier scandal made Grant a typical Gilded Age politician.
The Compromise of 1877 ended Reconstruction and made Hayes president.
Garfield got shot because of his half-breed ways.
Making Arthur shed his stalwart ways and create the Pendleton Act.
Cleveland tried to assimilate Indians with the Dawes Severalty Act.
Harrison's billion-dollar Congress created the Pension Act of 1890.
Cleveland got elected again and dealt with labor strikes and matters in Hawaii.
The Spanish-American War was a quick 10 weeks. McKinley made sure of that by using yellow journalism. The U.S. got to trade with China because of open doors.
The jungle made Teddy pass the Pure Food and Drug Act. It took a long time, but Teddy got it done. He built the Panama Canal and cut travel time in half.
Taft's wife made him run for president, and the Ballinger and Pinchot affair split his party in half. He continued to pursue interests in Latin America with his dollar diplomacy.
Women were happy when Wilson passed the Progressive Amendments, but Congress wasn't happy with his 14th point.
The Teapot Dome scandal was the greatest of all time and ruined Harding's reputation.
Coolidge negotiated the Kellogg-Briand Pact, saying no war would be used to solve conflicts. The Scopes trial was ultimately evolution versus creationism, and the SC ruled in favor of the state.
Hoovervilles and Hoover blankets were everywhere during the Great Depression.
FDR got elected 4 times, upheld neutrality, and gave people hope with the New Deal.
The Truman Doctrine and the Marshall Plan advocated containment of communism, but that did not stop the Red Scare.
African Americans held many protests for civil rights during Ike's presidency. The USSR launched Sputnik before Ike could get anything into space.
JFK protected the Freedom Riders, and also protected Americans during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
The Great Society was a great plan of LBJ's. The Gulf of Tonkin Resolution gave him the power to do whatever it took to protect Southeast Asia.
Nixon can be remembered for détente and keeping the pace between the U.S. and Russia, but he's better remembered for the Watergate scandal.
Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon and was in office for the end of the Vietnam War.
Jimmy Carter freed the American hostages in Iran.
Reagan was part of the Iran-Contra affair, which was originally a plan to free the American hostages in Iran. In America, he helped the economy with Reaganomics.
George H.W. Bush opposed Iraq's annexation of Kuwait, and he and other nations went to war with Iraq.
9/11 devastated the U.S. during Clinton's presidency.
George W. Bush invaded Iraq and Afghanistan looking for terrorists and made sure no child was left behind in education.